There's a late night call, and the music has to end. Backs up those 8 strings. Good night, my friend. And the word it goes out, and all hands return. Whiskey goes undrunken, and the song it goes unsung. But the sirens they keep sounding, and 5 more strings must go. They head on down to the docks to where I do not know. 'Cause the leaves they all are falling, and the bluegrass it won't grow. Tonight is no place for men, but they knew they had to go. So the captain calls for lines, and the boatswain ran the crew. 16, it had fear in its eyes. There were many a needing rescue and thinking they might die. And I'm waiting on the docks for what I do not know. Days they pass on by, but the minutes they move slow. When I hear that mando chucking and the mando right in time, little bass and guitar ain't far behind. So the music it starts flowing and the whiskey it sounds great. All who were rescued they came to celebrate. So the band it keeps on picking and playing on my road. We're knee deep in bluegrass when the sun begins to show.
You'll walk past the bars to hear a band that's playing some country song that doesn't last long. You'll go out with your friends, but I'm a little like you now, just hanging around to haunt this old town.
Juneau's early mining days, the 4th of July was only one of 2 holidays celebrated each year. We've added a few more since then, but even today in Southeast, it seems there is a special fervor associated with the way we celebrate the 4th. Hello, I'm Scott Foster, and welcome to Rain Country. In Juneau, the Independence Day activities are celebrated throughout the day and throughout the community, but they actually begin the night before, and they start with a bang. The 4th of July fireworks display in Juneau lasts about half an hour, but planning takes half a year. The planning begins with organizers determining what worked well in the last show and deciding what new displays to add. Some new ideas come from fireworks catalogs.
A lot of these are candles. That's why we're using we're using some of the ideas that you see in here. And some of them are comets. C-O-M-E-T-S. Some of these are comets coming up here, and they have a tail on them. And then you'll see these are bombs.
After the show is designed, the fireworks are ordered. They arrive in Juneau by barge in mid-June, a few weeks before the show.
The boxes here and the mortars all weigh 850 pounds, so you can figure that there's a little over 700 pounds of powder here. And then Dave and Mike and I will take them on out to the house, and we'll just break them open and take out all the packing in them and do the usual things that you would just whenever you get things for Christmas. There you go, Dave. Now that, let's see. This is an 8-inch shell, it says. Okay, this is a palm flower with rising gold tail made in Taiwan.
Firework shells are referred to by their diameter. The largest in the Juneau show are 10 inchers. They cost about $200 a piece. Smaller 4-inch shells cost about $25. Regardless of the size, these kinds of shells all work the same.
Now there's two things in here. On the bottom end is the lifting charge, and that's what goes off first, and that's what shoots it up in the air. And then in the ball itself is the chemicals that make the particular color and shape that comes off of it.
Before the shells can be fired from the mortars, igniters, called squibs, have to be added. It's another of the behind-the-scenes jobs that have to be done in the weeks leading up to the night of July 3rd.
And the thing we're doing here tonight is putting the thing that ignites it on the end. And we do that by putting a slit into the fuse, and then taping this into the in with the fuse. So when we're done, we set these off electronically by touching those two to a circuit with a battery. Sets the cap off, sets the fuse off, and the shell goes up. We're able to stay a little further away from the tube when all that happens.
In the Juneau show, about 2/3 of the firework shells are set off electronically. The rest are set off by hand.
When this is put in the shell, pull the covering off and light the fuse. And at that point, you are just that far away from the tube, so it's ducked down and plug your ears. One special feature in this show is the use of a set piece. This array fires from a 20-foot by 20-foot frame structure. Flares, like small rotors, are attached to the frame, so when they're set off, they'll create a picture for viewers. For this show, the picture will be of a yellow bowl.
What we're doing right now is we're attaching the lances or little flares and fusing them so that when we get all done, We can wire these frames together. We will splice the fuses together and fire it from all in one spot. Total time to put this together is probably 4 people, 12 to 15 hours.
And how long will it burn?
45 seconds.
A large barge is used as the shooting platform for the fireworks. It's tied up to a wharf about a week before the show so equipment and supplies can be moved aboard. During the show, the fireworks will be fired from mortars that are pieces of pipe. Workers build wooden frames and put the mortars inside. The sand is added to hold the mortars in place and for safety, just in case a shell should explode prematurely. With just a week to go before the show, the pace of work picks up, and so does the planning.
We will put the boxes this way. We will put the large, the 8 and 10 inches will go over in that corner over there. Then the live line, Mike's live line, will go right in here.
3 boxes. On July 3rd, the day of the show, preparation work centers on the barge. One job is assembling the set piece and moving it into position.
Okay, let's stand her up. Try not to do any lifting on the frames themselves. Watch that end. Looking good, man. Real good. Looking real good.
Wiring for the electronic firing of the fireworks runs from the board to the mortars. When the shells are put inside the mortars later, they'll also have to be wired. The mortars themselves are scrubbed to ensure a year in storage hasn't caused any corrosion. And in the midst of this and other work, the shells that will be fired later this night are moved on board.
3 inches and 4-inch mines. 5-inch in parachutes.
Now, just hours before the show, final details are taken care of. The mortars are loaded by lowering the shells in by their fuses. Those fuses are wired into the electrical system that connects to the electronic firing board. The tops of the mortars are covered with aluminum to protect them from possible rain. Actually, weather can affect the show or even cancel it. By 8 p.m., the earlier rains have lessened on this day, but the wind is still blowing and remains a factor that could affect the fireworks display.
It won't be long before we're going to start firing some test shells here. And we'll just see what the upper air is. If it's any more active than this layer is down here, then we're going to have to do some consideration.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and touch the parachute off here.
Okay, live one.
Hey, you got the right one. What do you know? Do it.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that drift is good. That's just about what we want.
While we're out here on the water and away from everyone, well, we'll go ahead and fire those up, and it gives a good practice to these people. They only have one exercise a year here, and so they have to get a pretty wide range of happenings, and that's why you're seeing doing the things they are doing now.
As time for the midnight show approaches, a tug ties up to the barge and then begins slowly moving it into position in front of Juneau. There are about 14 volunteer fireworks crew members on board the barge. Some are loaders, others do the firing, some direct, and there are firemen on board for safety. With the barge finally into firing position, there's only time for last-minute checks.
When we get ready to fire the regular show, I would like to have you fire 3 salutes, 3 3-inch salutes. Can you do that for me?
Finally, there's only minutes to go. A few fireworks salutes are fired to alert the crowd to what's coming. Now behind the crew is the December planning, the March ordering, the mid-July delivery, the late June construction, and this day's loading. All that remains now is showtime.
Just wait a minute, Mr. Callman.
Wait!
Wait, Mr. Callman.
Mr. Callman, look at me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
1501 on the
Please, please,
I've been
Mr.
waiting such a long, long
Callman.
time
Oh, yeah.
to get my body out on the line.
So many mornings my hopes were raised when nobody answered from the A's. You got me set to go to the Tundra, and then you stopped at number 1500, Mr. Callman.
Mr. Callman, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
1501 on the
Please, please,
I've been
Mr.
waiting such a long, long
Callman.
time
Oh, yeah.
to get my body out on the line.
When I signed up that very first day, I could have done without that smoke on the way. I could have pushed and cut in line and landed 14.99. But I've been standing here waiting, Mr. Callman, so patiently for 710s or 712s. Give me 6-8, man. What the hell? You just bring it up a little, up a little. Oh yeah, now up a little, up a little. Oh yeah, Mr. Callman. Oh yeah, I said deliver the number, get me working this summer. There must be a better way to get me out on the slope right away. I can't afford all this money for cabs. Well, if you don't call me soon, I'm gonna have to go scab. Now up a little, with the number set up a little, up a little. Oh yeah, Mr. Callman. Oh yeah, now I got to have cash. My wife is kicking my son. Up a little. Oh yeah, now up a little, up a little. Oh yeah, Mr. Callman. Oh yeah, so when my number is called, I go on down to the hall. Come on now, up a little, up a little. Oh yeah, I'm on up a little, up a little. Oh please, Mr. Callman. Oh, you know, well, my payments are due. You know I sure need the loot. Oh, Mr. Callman. Where's 1500 on the sea, Mr. Callman?
Well, my bucket's got a hole in it. It's got a I can't find no beer. But I think my heart has got a hole in it too. It just can't hold everything that I feel. I've got a song, but there's no soul in it. And I don't know what it is I want to feel. I like my life when there's a goal in it. When I know what I want and like the deal. If I feel fragile as a plum in the night now, it seems like every good thing might be gone. And if my heart beats like a drum in the night now, let it sound away before too long. Well, my stocking's got a coal in it. It's got a coal in it, I'm still standing here. In spring that pasture's got a foal in it. The light just shines everywhere, all bright and clear. Is in the north, is there a pole in it? And will it ever be enough for me to steer? In my own life, is there control in it? Is there a light in the dark, and is it real? build a bridge, but there's a troll in it. There's a monster in a closet somewhere near. Another secret's got a mole in it. Try so hard not to listen, but I hear. I feel fragile as a plum in the night now. It seems like everything might be gone. If my heart beats like a drum in the night now, let it sound away before too long. Well, my bucket's got a hole in it. It's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. I think got a call in it. That's the Lord and the love that I feel.
Nothing's changing, nothing's moving, except that river as it rolls down to the sea. Nothing's changing, nothing's moving, and I wonder, will you ever wait for me? Wait for me when the darkness is calling, and the night takes the light from the day. Wait for me if I've stumbled or fallen. Wait for me if I lose my way. There's so much that we have forgotten. There's so much we have lost along the way, and the things that we once held as golden in our hands now have rusted and decayed. Wait for me when the darkness is calling, and the night takes the light from the day. Wait for me if I stumbled or fallen. Wait for me if I lose my way. When at last this mystery's unraveled, and I stand in the warmth of love's flame, and the clouds of illusion are parted, and I hear someone calling my name. Wait for me when the darkness is calling, and the night takes the light from the day. Wait for me if I've stumbled or fallen. Wait for me if I lose my way. Wait for me if I lose my way.
As I fly by, I'm singing on Haynes Highway. I see the geese fly, I see a door run by, I see a critter cross the highway, and I keep calling home to tell this young woman traveling on her own, and she is chasing her dreams. And though she paid a single fare, well, she's surrounded by angels, it seems. And Daddy says take this cellular phone in case you hit trouble. Mama says wish you would take my car, girl, it's driven way less miles. It's not the first time that you left home, and it will not be the last. But every time that they watch her leave, they gotta hold on fast. She's going Fairbanks, she's going Fairbanks, she's going Fairbanks, and she'll fare fine. She's going Fairbanks, she's going Fairbanks, she's going Fairbanks, and she'll fare fine. She's going Fairbanks, and she'll fare fine. She's going Fairbanks, and she'll fare fine.
For those who think rolling down an alley or bouncing down a basketball court is a little bit too slow, there's another Southeast sport that provides plenty of speed. Eaglecrest is Southeast's ski area. Located just 12 miles from downtown Juneau, one of the chairs takes skiers to the spiny-topped ridges on Douglas Island where the highest runs begin. As someone once said, skiing is the only major sport where you start at the top and then work your way on down. At Eaglecrest, there are several tops from which to choose.
Open 7 days and 2 nights a week, Eaglecrest sees up to 39,000 skiers annually. 600 acres include miles of cross-country trails and 29 alpine runs serviced by 3 lifts. The beginner slopes, located just a few feet from the lodge, are serviced by the platter pull. Master the beginner slopes, it's time to advance to the Hooter chairlift, which will take you to the intermediate runs, Sneaky and Sourdough. If you're feeling like pretty hot stuff on Sneaky and Sourdough, you can try Ego just next door, so named because it's in full view of the Hooter lift. It's also equipped with night lighting, and more people are catching on to the fact that this is one of the best night spots around. chairlift also provides access to Ptarmigan, the longest of the lifts. A left turn off the top leads to a warming hut and a gentle run that winds its way down through the lower part of the East Bowl and then splits into an intricate web of trails that takes you back to the top of Hooter and the lower intermediate slopes. Some of these runs are nearly 1.5 miles long. But for the skier who's ready for a challenge, Ptarmigan Lift has much more to offer. 1,400 vertical feet of it. When you've skied all the out-of-the-way places you can think of, then it's time to take a hike. Just a few minutes walk from the top of Ptarmigan Lift takes you to the breathtaking scenery of Admiralty Island and Stevens Passage. From the ridge, you can move on to any one of the 3 large bowls in search of every skier's dream. Smooth, rolling acres of untracked snow. Moguls are those large bumps created when skier after skier turns on the same spot. Less experienced skiers usually have a tough time handling these obstacles, so the hill maintenance crew comes to the rescue with Eaglecrest's fleet of 3 snowcats. In no time at all, these wonderful machines can turn the nightmare of an icy, bumpy run into a smooth, velvet dream. For some, skiing the bumps is no problem. That, in case you didn't know, is called a helicopter jump, and it's frowned on by the Eaglecrest management. The city's Parks and Recreation Department operated Eaglecrest until July of 1982, when the Borough Assembly appointed an 11-member board of directors made up of local residents. Their job is to oversee operation and development of the area, helping it to better serve the community.
Ever since we've had Eaglecrest, I have never once heard downtown people say there is nothing to do in Juneau.
Nice for a well-rounded community to have the ski area.
I've met lots of people up here that I wouldn't have met otherwise, and skiing friends, and that's fun, yeah.
I think it provides a wonderful outlet for the kids.
And it is a wonderful family experience.
first started off, I was able to do this with no